Gerald's got lots of other content too, but the site ranks on nothing, and therefore the blog ranks on nothing. And then this episode has no traffic to it. Oh, there you guys are.
Hi there.
Hey,
Hey, Perry, Anthony, how you doing?
Hi.
great. How are you?
Good.
Looks like you're a passenger, Anthony.
Yes, I'm not driving, so everything is safe.
Safe. Good. We need
And
you.
I'm about 7 minutes away from home, so I'll be in the
All right.
car and you won't hear kids screaming in the background. Life is
All right.
good.
Well, we get Perry for 15, so that's cool. Let's make the most of it.
Yep.
All right.
Well, Anthony, why don't you start?
I've just been brainstorming ways to help with this project, and Dennis Yu is the first person that came to mind, even though I only saw him speak at your conference in May. And I think that may be the fastest way to target potential donors for this. So what I was wanting to know is if Dennis would be willing to help and what that might cost, because I was wanting to help fund those campaigns if I'm able to afford it.
Well, Anthony, I think you'll be able to afford it because my cost for you is zero. I
Wow.
believe in what you're doing. And, I'm not one of those like
Oh my
conspiracy
gosh.
theory, big pharma's out to get everybody. And, cancer has been ineffective because of all these things. I agree with all those things. And I feel sad. And I don't mean to say this like in a condescending sort of way, but look at this. So I know you're in the car, Anthony, so it's hard to see, but you and Perry have put so much effort into these videos and podcasts and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
And it makes me sad that this is not getting any traffic unless it's coming through Perry's list or what. I know Perry's, promoted the events and things like that. And you have, expert copywriters, but there's no SEO power on reversingcancer.org.
This is terribly underpowered.
And it's so easy to fix. So easy. You do not have to be a former search engine engineer to be able to point out some very basic things. Okay. My hope is that we can just get a VA to work on, I'll just show you some really simple stuff. Like you see all these episodes and each of them is with someone who's like well-known, right? Like I think, was it you, Perry, or somebody sent me these? I went down this deep rabbit hole on this guy in the fourth phase of water. I think you told me
Yeah.
about, I think did you tell me about Gerald?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Yeah. So I just don't remember. I have all these recommendations and I'm trying to remember who told me about it. And so here you have this great episode. And of course, Gerald's got lots of other content too, but the site ranks on nothing and therefore the blog ranks on nothing. And then this episode has no traffic to it because I look at this page and while it has the embedded YouTube video, it doesn't have a summary of what the key points are. So you guys know because of the AI Summit and whatever, I can run this video through ChatGPT and whatever and write a beautiful summary so that it's not just like, okay, here's a blog link and then a couple sentences. This is not enough to attract people. So I'm literally doing this with every one of these pages and, running $1 a day on Twitter, or I think Twitter is probably going to be the safest place to have these kinds of discussions because of the nature of, getting banned and whatever. On Twitter, we can target every single person, every single handle, even if they have 2 followers. So you mentioned the goals donations. Well, anyone who follows, who has trust in Perry or trust in any of these other guests, we can run them to these episodes for $1 a day and do something to collect an email, which you'll have to tell me what you think the best thing is to collect an email. Because once they consume the content at some point, they can put in you have a little block here, donate. You tell me whether that's working or not. But I think that I'm a big fan of, entice them with something like this, collect an email address because to get the whatever the thing is that's enticing, right? And then now you've got them in the whole email thing. And then along, every 5th message you say, hey, you like to donate. That's what I think this is sort of like a straight down the middle digital marketing approach. It seems very simple to me.
I have that it is. I am completely maxed out and there's tons of cobbler shoes stuff in here.
Yeah.
Like tons. And I just posted a link. Reversing Cancer probably needs to become the main website for this. So far, the main website has really been evo2.org/blog.
Okay.
But that isn't optimized either. It's got all the same problems that you're talking about. And we've never had anybody able to take this by the horns. And my hands are super full.
Yeah.
And
mine are too. But that's why we have VAs. And we try to make it idiot proof of just like, as much as you can hate on McDonald's, you have to admire how the French fries are freaking consistent every time because even if these people don't speak English and they're not paying attention, somehow the French fries come out the right way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that's what we need to do here. And we can just hire a VA to repurpose these things because we're not creating any new content. All we're doing is the most basic of repurposing. We're not trying to like rephrase what you're saying or come up with it. Like I wouldn't even feel like, I feel like I'm pretty good at copywriting and I know quite a bit about cancer because I have some stories, but I wouldn't even feel like I could do this. I just want to repurpose what has been said in long form video
Yeah.
into articles and whatnot. Like, all the most like basic things, like you're missing like all your tracking pixels. Like, come on, like these things are all missing, right? Come on, right? Like what's up here? Come on, right? I just want to do the most 101 impossible to screw up sorts of things that I know is going to drive more traffic. And to the degree that it drives donations, I don't know. I don't know what the path is. Like, why maybe you're gonna have to tell me of the people who have donated, what was the thing, like what is it about them, about their situation, their connection with us, the story that resonated. Like you need to help me understand that part. But the part I'm recommending today is like the most 101 basic stuff. And then you tell me this other part on when we drive the traffic, how do we get the donations? Then we can figure out what to do from there. Right.
Well, most of the donors are clients and people who know who I am. And, I like your Twitter comment. I haven't pushed very hard to try to get us advertising on Facebook because cancer is so controversial, and I figure
you're going to get shut down trying to do Facebook. I think
we get shut down. Maybe Twitter we wouldn't. So
I don't think you would on Twitter. I just think we have to be careful about, and I think you'd never fall into the whole health and medical claims thing.
No, I wouldn't. Right. So
yeah, I think advertising podcast is a very inane way to do, to drive the traffic, and we'd want to do that anyway, because if we try to run direct ads on, hey, make a donation, I just think that would fail.
Yeah. So how would you want to go about this?
So Anthony, whoever's in control of the site and has access to the raw videos, give us access to that. And then we will install all the pixels and the thing that we call digital plumbing, which is all the, tracking pixels and this kind of very straightforward, retargeting pixels, analytics pixels to send the signal back to Google and Facebook. I don't think TikTok's going to work here, but who knows? I think this is a Google Facebook play.
Okay.
So the people who donate, obviously they have trust in you, Perry.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, the whole thing is based on trust, especially with nonprofits and this kind of thing. Of the ones who donate, how much of this content have they consumed? Are there people who just like donate right away, or people who need a certain amount of information, or is it because they've read some of your email? Like, what is the thing that convinced them to donate?
I'm not super sure. I know that we did a fundraising call 3 days ago, and we raised about $8,000 or $9,000 so far.
Okay.
And most of the people on the call were clients. I made a very impassioned presentation, which is in the chat. The first thing I put in the chat, you can go take a look at that.
Okay.
And I think they're probably like people on the business side where it takes a while for them to warm up. I can tell you that they tend to be people that are over 50 years old who are having the friends and relatives who are hitting the cancer stage in their life, and they're distressed by it.
And
this guy's with your Seattle event too, right? With this other doctor, which he's
with Azra. Yeah. And we're swinging for the fences with some big donors, and we're going to see how that goes.
Okay.
And also, I think what makes me want to keep donating is you've really laid a fantastic groundwork for all this, Perry. You already have all of these hospitals and colleges and everybody who's already on board to do this. So it's all already set up and ready to go. And the way you want to go about it, I just think it's completely unique and will provide way better results than any other research that we've seen so far.
Yeah, Dennis, if I might, if maybe revealing a little insecurity here, I've put almost no effort into this one-on-one stuff that you've talked about. What I have done is we've been sending out snail mail newsletters and emails to an email list.
Yeah.
And these projects absolutely have a USP. And I've worked on that. And so I think the hard part has been done.
Yeah.
And easy stuff has gotten almost no attention at all.
Okay. So well, that's good. Because I want to do the easy stuff.
If you could do the easy stuff, we would be overjoyed. And, there's a process of kind of scaling up the traffic here. So I've got to jump here. But Dennis, the person you want to talk to, I'm going to connect you to Mary McAvoy.
Okay.
and John Carell and Josh Eaton.
Okay.
They are the people that help me run this thing.
Okay.
And they'll give you anything you want.
Okay. Okay. Because I'm strapped too with all the things that I have my fingers in, but I'm just going to assign a VA that's okay with you, from the Philippines, Pakistan, and whatnot, that has gone through a content factory training. You know what we do in this whole content factory thing. All basic stuff. Nothing is difficult in what we do.
Okay, dude, that's awesome.
And then I would like a budget to run $1-a-day campaigns. So if you can, like, as part of like the Facebook and Google account, let me spend $10 a day on each of those to test.
Does that sound okay, Anthony?
Yeah, and then I can.
You're not paying me.
Know how to.
This is to spend.
Oh.
This is giving money to Google and Facebook. Yeah.
Right, yeah, and then I could get that to you though. That's fine.
Yeah, just to, obviously you got to put in the credit card to the ad accounts so we can do our thing. And then this whole year-end matching donation thing, I know it's a little bit late, but is there any kind of video or whatnot where you're say, hey, this is Perry here, and we have some donors that are willing to dollar.
I have an hour-long version of that right above that explains the whole thing, and I have a minute version.
Oh, okay, so we'll just cut pieces out of that then. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we can give you any of that you want.
Okay. Good.
And
I
I
imagine
can get my credit card set up there. Yep.
There's the YouTubes here, but I imagine there's some folder that has all these videos, the raw videos in it, right?
Mary would have all that.
Okay, cool. Okay. So I think what we need to do, and I'll set up a Basecamp project, and then I imagine we'll give you some higher level updates, Perry, because you don't want to be in the weeds. And then Anthony, maybe we can coordinate. I'll be sort of like a strategy advisor, but I'm going to assign a project manager, one of our Americans, to watch over. Yeah.
Wow. And
we can just watch the stats. All of us can log in and see what the stats are. I don't want to make any kind of promises. All I'm saying is we'll get the basics in. We'll fix these SEO things, and let's just see what happens. Let's see who makes donations. I think we'll get the traffic, but then it's a question of who's donating, right? And that's the harder nut to crack.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Fabulous little Christmas present.
Well, Perry, thanks for thinking of me, and Anthony, I'm looking forward to working with you. All right.
Thank you, Anthony. Thank you both.
All right. Well, Merry Christmas, gentlemen. We don't talk before then.
All right.
All right. Merry Christmas.